Hi, I'm Dr. Christina Conolly, and welcome again to our MCPS video series, Waymaking. Our goal is to help families make their way through the emotional challenges that we are faced with today. I have with me today Dr. Cara Grant, who is the Supervisor of Pre-K-12 Adapted Physical Education, Health, and Physical Education, and Ms. Robin Riley, who is the Director of the Montgomery County Recreation Center. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us today, Dr. Conolly.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. So I have a question for the both of you. So what resources are available this summer for families that are looking for physical activities for their children? First, let's start with Cara.
Thanks, Dr. Conolly. There are a ton of free resources available all across the county for physical activity for children and family this summer. Our partnership office has even coordinated to have some program opportunities with a fee as well. This year, MCPS is really working to make sure that all students have access to different summer enrichment and other activities. And these are all being done to make sure that that boost is happening for English language arts and math, as well as physical health and well-being during the pandemic. The opportunities are elementary, middle, and high school and offered in an all-online model. The goal of these programs are going to be to have students engaged, learning, and physically active during these summer months. And the vision for this is to make sure that all students have access and opportunity to participate in academic and enrichment programs during these times. The local school programs will run 1 to 3 weeks beginning July 13th, depending on the program. And parents and caregivers will be notified by school communities on which programs will be available at their schools, along with details about the program registration provided by the school. We are super excited to highlight 2 options available at your school, including a yoga and mindfulness camp and a physical activity camp, with really awesome themes like space camp and superheroes or natures that kids will have fun learning, exploring, and growing through while being physically active. Once again, all these opportunities can be found on the MCPS website and on your local school website.
So for Montgomery County Recreation Department, we're all about fun. And summer is our biggest time of the year. And when all of this happened, we were planning for all of our summer camps, our summer pools, about 8,000 young people in camps. And for us, it's like flying a plane as you build it. So we're sort of had to redirect because of COVID. So our staff have been working, teleworking, and doing really creative work, getting ready for the opportunity that once we can, and we're starting to move into those phases now where we can do at least some very limited summer activities, get our pools back open. But we also have a really fantastic web page up. If you families want to go check it out, it's called the Virtual Rec Room. And on that rec room, we have all kinds of activities for the entire family, for toddlers, for seniors. Some are virtual classes that you can sign up and pay for, but many are free, just engaging activities, places you can go, things to do that will keep everybody engaged during the summer. Now that the weather's a little bit better, we can get outside and enjoy things. So we hope you take a look at that at mocorec.com and visit our rec room page.
All right, thank you. Thank you both for that information for our families. And so next I want to get into, so physical health and wellness is part of our MCPS Be Well 365 initiative. So can you both share why physical well-being is important?
Yes, there are really a ton of benefits that regular physical activity has for you. It's better than medicine. It is so good. If you regularly participate in physical activity, there's a ton of health benefits. It reduces risk for being overweight, having diabetes, and of course, other chronic diseases. It can also assist you with improved academic performance and brain functions, which is why I try to jog or walk every morning before I start work, because it just helps me really kickstart my day. It helps children just feel all around better about themselves with improved mental health. It reduces the risks for depression and the effects of stress, which is very important during the pandemic and the social justice issues of Black Lives Matter impacting our communities. It helps children prepare to be productive, healthy members of society, and it overall improves our quality of health. When you have regular physical activity, you can use that to help you cope and get through really difficult times, or just release a lot of stress, or even just have fun with your friends.
I couldn't agree with you more. Physical activity, especially in the stressful times that everybody has, working from home, every kid's being home, virtual learning. Physical activity is the most key, important part of the everyday routine that you can do. It helps reduce stress. It connects you with outside. It connects you with your neighbors. It connects you with your pet if you wanted to. So it's very good for mind, body, and soul. It's a great way to relax, build muscle, but also have fun. And that's what we need to do right now with all these unusual times that everybody's facing, is just relax and have fun. And the benefits of physical activity are just the side piece to that.
All right, so thank you both for that information. And then my last question is, so do you have suggestions or feedback for families to help them to stay resilient during this time?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in this together is what I always hear, and I truly believe that it is our communities that really help us get through difficult times. Overall, though, I would say that being resilient, there's a capacity to recover quickly when you're going through difficulties, or a mental toughness. And it is really hard during these times. I'm not going to tell you that every morning I wake up and I'm excited to go, and the stress of the pandemic and, being multicultural and having 4 Black sons, that the Black Lives Matters issue doesn't elevate further trauma in my life and stress, because it does. However, I do make sure that I have regular physical activity, because it helps lift my mood, it helps my brain activity. I make sure that my kids get out there and do physical activity to help them cope from being inside, from not seeing their friends that they are used to seeing regularly. And then I have to focus in on my relationships more explicitly. With being at home all the time, with a family of 6, it can be a little stressful. And so to develop resilience, you really have to focus on positive ways to develop relationships. And that's, playing board games when it's rainy, or going on a bike ride or a walking the dogs, or virtually calling family across the nation to stay connected. Those help me build community. They help me build resilience. And just even simple things like regular sleeping habits, practicing mindfulness to focus on things I can control and things that I cannot control. I know I have control over the food that I have in my house, my sleeping habits. I don't have control over the pandemic. I don't have control over how other people will treat me. So I just keep focusing myself to say, these aren't normal times. I need to do what I can to make sure that I'm providing care for myself and my family so that I can be resilient. And that's all we really can do. It's just take it each moment by moment. And if we don't take that time to really be happy with what we have and what we can do, then we won't be able to find the joy in those moments to be resilient. If we focus on the can'ts, we'll be stressed out, and we'll miss the good opportunities that we have, like a simple walk at lunchtime with your family, or a bike ride with your kids or other people that live in your house. So being resilient means just finding those moments of joy in things that you can control to really push through these odd times.
Yeah, Cara, I think you nailed it. I think it's much like a teeter-totter. There's a fulcrum in the middle, and it's really interesting, and it's an important time to create that balance. So balancing the negative with some positive things to help build that balance and the resilience that every family needs. And that can mean, much like you talked about, all those great experiences of getting outside, but it also can be things where you engage in things that you or your family have never done before. We have amazing parks, amazing trails in our region. There are great opportunities to do things, experiences that historical places that in the county or in the region that you may not have ever visited before, just because we were busy lives and we always thought about going to the beach or Florida. There are great opportunities right here in the county to find those life experiences as a family or even personally, and find that balance so that you're creating some fun things and good things and new opportunities, whether it's camping or hiking or a new class or a new opportunity that you might not have otherwise done during this unusual time. So I think you're spot on in terms of building resilience, both as an individual, but also in your family, creating that balance, which helps everyone.
And so I want to thank you both for the information that you have shared with us today. I mean, it is just excellent information to make sure that we're all staying physically active, eating right, make sure we're looking at our wellness opportunities that are around us. Because as you said, you know, like I'm thinking like this summer, like, okay, I don't think I'm going to the beach, but I know like I live up county, so there's the Black Hills Park that's right here. So I can go and try out some kayaking or some other activities that's there. So thank you all for your information. And again, and I really do want to thank you, Cara and Robin, for your time to be with us today. And we want to thank our viewers for joining us for Waymaking. To send us additional questions and topics to discuss on the show, please visit the link on your screen. Also, please go to our YouTube playlist to find additional shows in our series. And please join us next time on MCPS Waymaking.